You're locked on two devices. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, let's jump in quickly. All right. So one of the major reason why I'm fascinated about this topic when it comes to customer retention is because currently in my master's thesis, I'm studying subscription-based marketing model, and the idea is for an organization to be able, or a product to be able to get a customer once and keep the customer for a lifetime. So you get the customer once and keep the person for an entire lifetime. You know, marketing has become more expensive as the days goes by. So that's the new model I'm running on, and I'm always excited to share this. So I'm going to be teaching from one of our recent production. Me and my team, we wrote a book during the lockdown. The title of the book is Biology, and it's 50 nuggets on how to attract and retain quality paying customers. So just going to be taking a few chapters from the book, about 6 of them. I'll be reviewing it together, because the most important thing right now is not only for you to acquire new customers, but for you to be able to keep existing ones. So research has proven that it takes you 7 times to get a new customer than to keep an existing one. So let's assume that your marketing cost, your transport fare, your data, every amount that you spend in terms of getting a new customer is, let's say, 1,500 naira or 10,000 naira. It's going to take you over 7 times that amount for you to be able to get a new customer. So why not just strategies to keep the customers that you already have already? So I'm just going to be sharing a few stuff. So I'll be sharing, I don't know if, okay, I can't share my screen. So, but I'm going to be using a few slides to explain what we'll be talking about today. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is testimonials. So I believe strongly, and it has been proven beyond reasonable doubt, that money flows in the position of value. So throughout this lockdown, I met a lot of people, and they were saying that, oh, people are not spending money. People are not spending money. I beg to differ, because I'm privy to the account here at Pertinence, and I can see that even in the lockdown, people are still doing transaction. And I can tell you categorically that in the last 8 days, we have achieved the highest number of people that have made outright more. People that came that said how to make outright payment. And it was during the lockdown. So people will say that, oh, there's no money everywhere, there's no this, there's no that. But the truth of the matter is that money will continually flow in the position of value. So if you as a salesperson, you as a business person, as a marketer, you need to develop yourself to become valuable. When you develop yourself to become valuable, then money begins to flow to you. I'm going to be sharing some of the tips I used this season and some of the lessons I've learned over the years. And even right now, I do less marketing than while I even started this business. When I started this business, I was all into marketing. But right now, because of my other activities I also do in terms of new product development, also opening new branches and the rest. So I'm not actively involved in 100% marketing, but what I've been able to do over the period of time has given me good business. So that's some of the strategies I'm going to be sharing with us today. So the first thing is, you need to know that people are selling, whether in crisis, whether in an inflation period, whether in any period. Sales will always be made. People will be spending money. What happened during the lockdown is that for the first 1 or 3 weeks, 1 to 3 weeks of the lockdown, people were cautious about the amount of money that was leaving them, because there was a psychological block that you couldn't make money if you are not outside of your house. So people were cautious in terms of releasing money. They didn't know how long the lockdown would be. But immediately the lockdown began to ease, and there was a good news from other countries that had succeeded in winning this lockdown challenge. What happened is that people began to release money. So right now, money are flying around, and you need to position as a person of value. So what is the first tip that I'm going to share with everyone today? Now, okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Yeah, so I'm sure you guys can see my screen. So this is the book, Biology Guide, 50 nuggets to acquiring and sustaining quality customers. So we also use it as a support for COVID-19. So I'm going to be picking a few chapters from the book. The first one is harvesting and using testimonials. Now, if you want to successfully get one customer over and over again and not even increase your cost in marketing, you must focus on getting testimonials from your current customers. Now, when we talk about testimonials is the experience that the customer has had with you. So if the customer has had experience with you, you should be able to document it and share the experience with other people. So like I do a lot of facilitation everywhere, and most of the time the way I get new deals is because I shared an experience of a previous deal, or an experience of a previous deal was shared on my behalf. So it's testimonials. And as a salesperson, it's important that you use testimonials that you have sold to. Since you sold to them, have they said any good thing about you? Did they even by far send you a WhatsApp message and say, oh, thank you for helping me get this property? Ordinarily, that line, you can just crop out their name and use it as a post on social media, but you need to take permission from them. Use it as WhatsApp status. Okay, this is one of my customers. This is what my customer is saying about me. It gives the intending buyer the confidence that you are capable of handling a transaction worth that much. It also gives the customer that bought from you previously the strength or the opportunity to want to patronize you again because you gave the person a good customer experience. So what I do with my kind of clients that I handle personally is that I treat my clients that my client, even when my client is aware that I get commissions from the deals, my client still thanks me. My client still thanks me. I had a client that I attended to yesterday, and the after I attended to the client was saying, "Oh, bro, that wow, you did amazingly well. I love the way you attended to me. I want to do." It now say, "Okay, I want to do building plan." And the person started negotiating. I helped the process and the rest. After the entire process experience, do you know what the customer says? Say, sir, don't worry, sir. Thank you for helping me. The person wants to pay money. He says, thank you for helping me. I don't have so much with me right now. The next time I'm going to bring a gift for you. A customer that came to spend money to you and knows that you benefit from that money, still thanking you and telling you that he's going to assist you by also even giving you a gift for the way you have attended to the person. So for you to even get testimonials out in the first place, you must give quality customer experience. Very, very important. Treat every customer like they will be your last customer. So if they are your last customer, that what are you going to do differently with them? Sometimes in this business, what we do is that we just focus on receiving commission. Commission is a short-term benefit in this business, because I have customers. I don't have so much customers that like some people, but the few customers I have been able to do business with me over and over again. Because what? I always give them quality experience, and I document testimonials. If I see, recently I had to do a lot of screenshot of my conversation with my customers based on testimonials. I have over nothing less than 50 testimonials screenshotted on my phone yet to be unleashed. So it gives the new customer the confidence that, oh, I think this guy is a professional and he can handle my work. So this is very, very important. When you deal with customers, ensure that you are giving them a quality experience, then you document it. Very, very important. So if you have questions or clarifications, you can put them in the chat room. I'll be willing to attend to them while we close this session. So the next one is turning customers to raving fans. Now, as a salesperson, like I stated when we started this session, that it takes you almost 7 times to acquire a new customer. So it's always good when you keep existing customer. So as a customer, the only relationship you have with the person is a business relationship. That means that the person transacted with you. It gave you cash for you to give the person value. So the value can be in any form. But that is the only relationship that exists between a supplier and a customer. But you must be willing to take that your customer from that business relationship to a higher relationship, a personal relationship, a relationship that makes them drawn to you. And there's no other word to use to describe this than calling them raving fans. There's no other word to use to describe this as raving fans. If we check football club, have you seen the clubs that even go to relegation in the Premiership or the entire league? You still notice that they still have fans. Clubs that go into relegation, even when when a top team goes to Division 2 to go play a football match, Division 2 club, a small club, they will still have more than enough fans, because fans are connected to the clubs emotionally. So they are not just customers anymore. They are now what? They are now fans, and fans are connected to you emotionally. You must be able to take your customers from that level of a business relationship to making them having an emotional attachment with you. That way, you will continually have them as retained customers. So there are some customers that have transacted with in time past, and today they will not do business with any other person aside from me. Why? Because I have locked them emotionally. So as a salesperson, don't just think of your customer as just a singular number. Think of them in the long term. So there are some people that I do a lot of sacrifice for, especially customers. I recently did a deal that I instead of taking 20% as a part to, now people will feel that, oh, why would you take 20% to 5%? You are losing 15%. I'm not losing 15%. I am sacrificing 15% right now for the possibility of things I could do. So what I did in the previous deal that I took a lower percentage was that I gave the person an excellent experience. I did not even care that, oh, I had to even spend more money to attract that person. But what happened? The person introduced 2 new customers to me, and I earned full commission on those 2 new customers. So because I was willing to sacrifice a little amount to create an emotional connection between myself and the customer, I was able to get 2 new customers. So as salespeople, it is important that we move the relationship from a business relationship to an emotional relationship. Because even though you are doing something wrong or you are not doing the right thing, the customers are still connected to you. So there are some banks in Nigeria that have created a long-lasting connection with you. I'm not going to mention names of bank, but just think of it that there are some banks that have been charging you more than the amount that they're supposed to be charging you. They've been having problems with maybe internet banking, or they've been having several problems over and over again. But don't you think that, why have you not changed your bank? Why have you not changed your bank? The reason why you have not changed your bank is not because they are giving you a perfect experience. It's because the bank has been able to imprint on you emotionally. So you are no more just a customer to them. You are now a fan of them. You are not just a fan, you are now family with them. So that is one important thing that we must do to make our customers move into retention. Because retention is the sweetest part of this business. Retention is the sweetest part. I have customers that have done land transaction, and when we talk about petty save, the customers will do petty save. We talk about real vest, the same customers will do real vest. So it is important that you, as a salesperson, are able to take your customer on this journey. So if you have questions, please send them it to the what's the name, to the comment session, and just send it to everyone, and I'm going to be attending it and once again. Mr. I'm going to get to you after this session. So the next one, which is the purpose of having customers over time, is cross-selling and upselling. Now, this is one of the smartest marketing approach for any person into the business of sales. Cross-selling and upselling, because this what happens when you sell to one customer. What happens is that the customer has a certain level of trust in you and the product. So when you are marketing another product to that same customer, the customer already knows you, it trusts you, has done business with you. It is easy for that customer to do another business with you. It is easy. You don't need to explain. You don't need to explain to the customer. It is easy for them to do a repeat business with you. So, as a salesperson, it is important that you do what? That you cross-sell and upsell. So, you have customer before, and the customer decided that, oh, he bought maybe Boys Town with Kaja. That customer has the capacity and has the potential to do what? To buy another property. Somebody that bought Boys Town in Ipaja, he bought it at 12 million. The person has the capacity to buy property. The Island Avenue came. The person that bought a property worth 12 million has the capacity to buy another property like that. Or somebody that bought a property from you and Real Vest came, it is an opportunity for you to enjoy from that customer, because the customer already trusts you. That's if you have done the good things before. That's where we started from. You give the customer quality experience, then you are able to cross-sell and upsell. So what does cross-sell mean? Cross-sell is that you offer another product, similar product, to the customer to buy. So let's assume that you are selling car. Then after you must have sold the car to the customer, you offer the customer maybe to be doing selling tire or the supplying tire. Then in terms of real estate, you sold land to the person, then you sold construction to the person, or you sold land to the person, you sold building plan to the person. That is cross-selling. You are selling related products to that same customer. Then the other one is upselling. You sell even an entirely different product to that same customer. And most times it might even be in higher value. It can be in higher value. So as a salesperson, all your customers are sacred. When last did you talk to your customers? When last was that? There was COVID. It's an opportunity for you to have reached out to them. They have birthdays. They have what's the name? There's holiday. There's Christmas. There's New Year. There's East. There's the Muslim holiday. These are opportunity for you to engage with your customers. There's weekend. Happy weekend, sir. I'm going to talk about that when we get to another point of this. But it's important that you keep your customers in the loop, so when new products come, I have to In pertinence, there are many businesses that we have done that we have not we have not had to go and look for new customers. Although we do new customers, but it is easier to sell to the people that have bought from us before. So that's why we periodically we make sales calls to the customer and say, oh, thank you for patronizing pertinence, blah 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 blah. Have you heard of this new stuff? Have you heard of something new? And we sell to them, and they are willing to buy. So to retain customers, you must offer them value over and over again. You have offered them value of buying land. What other value can you offer them? They will not just go on the land and go and sleep. They need to build. So offer them another value of building plan. You see end commission from building plan. Offer them another value of construction. They don't have time. Offer them. Speak to PPL. You get construction and you even earn commission from that. Even aside from that, if they want to even go a step further by renting their property out, you can even offer them value as their agent to rent out their property. It is important to keep the customer through that journey. That way we're able to retain them. So another thing that you can do to retain customer retention, to have customer retention, is to inspire loyalty in your customers. You need to inspire loyalty in your customers. So I will always say I don't have a lot of customers, but what I've been able to do up to 75% of my customers is to be able to get them loyal to me. So many of my customers we don't have issues because we are always in communication constantly. Always in communication constantly. Both the people that bought from me in 2017 to the people that bought from me in 2019 or 2020, I'm always in constant communication with them. I was still chatting with one of my customers over the night. He saw my status and we were chatting. It's important. So for you to be able to retain customers, you need to inspire loyalty in them. They must be drawn to you. They must be loyal to you. They must be loyal to you. And there are little things that you can do to build loyalty. First thing you can do is communication. Communication is the lifeblood of loyalty. So a customer is even annoyed. You can't just see the customer message and run away. You must continually respond to the customer, continually attend to the customer to build loyalty. Because it is important that you keep them so you can resell to them. So as much as you are doing them an amazing service, you are also giving them an opportunity for you to resell to them, and they will gladly want to do that. All right. So as we begin to close, another concept that you must understand if you want to retain customers is that selling does not stop after the sale. You know, I always have problems when I have to deal with even business reps and customers, in the sense that the people that invited them to pertinence are nowhere to be found anymore. I have people that I have had to adopt as their upline, not that I'm any commission from them, but as a virtue of my responsibility here, I have had to attend to their needs as upline, because their upline manager introduced them to the business, probably earned commission from them in terms of their 50% bonus, and left them all alone. Or customers that when we're still doing upfront commission, that the customer paid 30% of the cost of the land and the customer got commission and they left them. So we inherit those customers. Most of the times, you guys don't know that these customers are always ready to rebuy. So I'm going to give a critical example. So early last year, I had an opportunity to speak with a customer. So the customer called me that the salesperson was marketing, I think, a Paja to the customer. So, and the customer did not have money to buy a Paja then. then that was all, because the customer say, oh, I will not have money to buy this product. I don't have enough to buy this product. It's too expensive for my budget right now. The salesperson forgot about the customer. Now, I was part of the customer reached out to me later on. I was making inquiries and the rest, and I attended to her very well. I even got her, she told me that she got my contact. She said I should save her contact and the rest. She chatted with me on WhatsApp. I kept chatting with her. After about 7 months of that process, I just put on my status, Island Avenue. Then the customer just he checked my status and said, wow, where is this? And I said, oh, it's in Laco. We just opened the news. I said, wow, I'm interested to buy. Now we started doing the negotiation and the website and talking about the sale. I was unable to take the customer to site. I had to fuel the customer. I sent the customer money. I sent the customer money as fuel money to go to site to go and do site inspection. I also spoke with one of our engineers, that's Engineer Yemi in Lackwell, to attend to the customer. Then the customer loved the site and decided to make payment. So guys, what is the what if you had to advise me, what will you advise me to do? Eh? Who wants to advise me in that kind of situation? What should I do? Is somebody was the one that spoke to the customer about 7 months ago or more, but the person forgot the customer due to the fact that the customer was not ready to buy, and customer. Then after 7 months of continuous engagement with that customer, the customer saw another product that I was marketing and decided to buy. You know, sometimes you will feel that I'm the owner of the deal, let me close the deal. But I even went as far as even sponsoring the client site inspection. And when the client decided that he was interested in buying, you know the funny thing, I ensured that I did not meet the customer one-on-one. I told the customer that the customer should go to the office and pick a form and just go and fill the form. I didn't even follow up. The customer called me, I've paid. I didn't follow up until a few weeks later. I think I traveled to Abuja then, and I came back and said, let me even see this thing. The salesperson on the name of the who referred the customer was that the customer wrote that first person. Now, the first person does not even know anything, was not involved in the process, but I engaged that customer over. I had to inspire something in the heart of that customer, to the fact that the customer was surprised that I could even send transport fare. I had to fuel their car to go to the site to go and do site inspection, just to show the commitment that we had for the customer, and the customer paid. Bought 300 square meters at Island Avenue, and that salesperson was smiling because she was receiving the commission. So people don't know how far we go, especially here, to ensure that we take care of your clients. But it's also your responsibility to do that. That little act of supporting the client of site inspection gave us some kind of commitment to us as a business. And even till today, I keep talking to the customer. I keep talking. We still spoke about last week. We still spoke about last week. So it's important that you keep, whether a customer decides to buy today or does not decide to buy today, does not mean that the customer will not buy in the future. So as salespeople, you need to inspire loyalty in the heart of the customer. And this little thing. So selling also does not stop after the sale. When a customer buys from you, your focus should not just be commission, because commission is one-off. You should think of how you can make continuous commission over and over again. So selling shouldn't at any point in time stop after after the sale. The person goes off, he collected receipt. You brought the person here. The person collected a cost of allocation document, and you just forgot about the customer. That's wrong. You don't forget about the that point. What you need to do is that you begin to engage the customer, check on the customer. There's also another stakeholder that gave me a customer to follow up on our behalf in 2018. Do you know that that man has not bought any property up until today? But I still talk to the person. I still talk to the customer today, and the customer has not bought yet. But I know the customer will buy. But 2 years, the salesperson has forgotten about the customer. See, even if somebody does not buy now, does not mean that the person does not have the capacity to buy in the future. And when a sales close, whether it closes by the customer taking action or closes by the customer saying, I don't have the capacity to do it now, you should not leave that customer. Keep checking on the customer. Hey, happy new week, happy new month, God bless you. This one, send a client update. There are customers that their life cycle are longer than the rest. All customers do not have same life cycle. I have customers that I spoke to and in 24 hours they made payment. I have customers that I spoke to in 6 months they made payment. I have customers 1 year. There are some that can even last as high as 2 years. But when the deal comes, it comes big. So it is important that you don't stop the sale after you reach the first conclusion of, should I buy now or I don't have the capacity to buy. So selling should never stop after the sale. When the customer buys from you, continually engage the customer over and over again. It shows love, it shows care, and it builds loyalty. So I think I have two more slides. I have two more slides or so. So, okay, this is stay visible in the mind of the customer. And that's also going to lead us from where we stopped the last time. Okay, so stay visible in the heart of the customer. There's something we call the marketing, and that's the TOMA. It's called top of the mind awareness. So top of the mind awareness is that when a customer is, or a potential client decides to buy something that you are selling, will you be the first person they will think of? Will you be the first person? If somebody on your street or somebody in your family wants to buy land, will you be the person that they will think of? If the answer is yes, good for you. But if the answer is no, then you have a lot of work to do. In your church, in your mosques, in your old student association, in your family meeting, every single place, they should be aware of what you sell. So when they decide to buy from you, when they decide to buy that product, you are the first person that comes to their mind. So always stay visible in their mind. How do you stay visible in their mind? Is the same communication. Stay by communication on your social media. What do you talk about on social media? You know, some people on social media, you are doing probably a lot of things. You are focused on snapping selfie, going to party, going to church, which is a malt on your social media. But you need to also talk about what you sell, what you do. Say it with dignity, say it with pride and respect that, oh, this is what we are doing. This is my business. This is what I'm doing right now. So it's important you stay visible in their heart. WhatsApp messages, Facebook and posts, social media posts like that, just to remain visible in their heart. And when you have the opportunity, talk about what you do, talk about your product. In church, you have the opportunity to give Bible study or to do something. When you are citing example, cite real example of your real estate partnership. Oh, like I had a client time that we are trying to explain love or forgiveness or something. Bring stories in your business that relate to it, so people, oh, this brother is into this. Very important. All right. So social media, I already explained it. Then building a brand. Building a brand is also very, very important in retaining customers. See, this season on my to-do list for the past 1 week, I've had, or since the time we opened Realverse, I've had on my to-do list every single day reverse marketing. But I've not had the opportunity to do reverse marketing. but I've been selling rivers because I've built a brand. Now I don't even need to do much marketing. I know that if I start marketing today, also going to get more customers. But I've not even done marketing at all, and people are already calling me. People are calling me that, oh, Jeff, I have extra cash. Even in lockdown, I have extra cash. I want to invest. Somebody called me all the way from Canada, invested. And it's just because of the brand I've built. If you go on my social media, you see the kind of conversation I have, the kind of things I talk about. They are intentional for me to be able to build a quality brand that people will be willing to pay me over and over again. Then become an authority, getting feedback. That's the last slide there. Becoming an authority comes also under building a brand. So you talk about what you do, teach it over and over again, and people begin to think that you are a professional in that field. And when they need something in that field, they speak to you. So the final thing I'm going to leave with you guys today, before I take about 2 questions or more, is that you must always get feedback. Now, what feedback does for you is that feedback gives you the opportunity to do what? To improve performance the next time. So you are speaking with somebody, you are speaking with somebody, and you had an interaction. There are some times that, see, some customers did not buy from you, not because it was not good, but because they had a little itch that if you were able to solve, it will not happen. So while I was in one of our branches, my first branch in Bejuleki, I had a customer that we had already taken to side. We have closed that customer. But when we were in the meeting where the customer was discussing how we are going to pay, what happened was that the salesperson told the customer not to pay to my branch account. That the customer, that let them go from Ibejuleki to our branch in Alaba to go and pay. And I was like, is it not the same pertinence? This is Ibejuleki's branch. Pay to Ibejuleki, but the stakeholder said no, that he wants the customer to go and pay in Alaba. And the customer was just looking at us. And before the customer went, the customer said that, say, my sister, what you did is wrong. That if I'm another person, you will make me feel that the company is not united. Maybe it's the same company, the same. If I pay to this account, it's the same company that it's reflecting. You know that since 2018 up on 2017 up until today, that customer has not bought. So, but if the woman or the salesperson did not know that, then she'll probably repeat that mistake over and over again. So after you say, ask your customer, oh, how was the service? Did you enjoy it? Was this good? Was that good? Just to be able to get feedback for improvement the next time. So I think there are a lot of stuff that, because we actually have 50 nuggets for retaining customers. So I just had the opportunity to share a few. So I think I'll just have to stop here. And if we have questions, I'll be willing to attend to it. So thank you very much, guys, and it's a privilege for me to be here to speak with you guys.
Thank you. Please, let's clap for Mr. Jeffrey in the comment section.
Yeah.
Please, let's give him the right emojis.
Let's clap for ourselves.
Fire emoji. I'm sure we gained a lot, right? Thank you. Mr. Jeffrey, that was super amazing. Thank you for running us through all of those. So questions. Please, let's ask our questions. Okay, someone is saying, I need to send you my customer because they are not inspiration. No problem. I have like 7 customers during the lockdown, but now they did not return up again. Okay, I don't really understand this question, but it looks like it has 7 questions. He had 7 customers during the lockdown, but they did not turn up again. Please, what can I do to turn them in? Okay, Mr. Jeffrey, I'm sure you understand that question. He had 7 customers during the lockdown, but they've not been able to turn up. So what does it do to turn them in?
Okay, so there are 2 parts to it. So I would have loved to know if the customers were people that already bought from him, or they were prospects. 7 prospects during the lockdown or 7, because if you had 7 customers during the lockdown, that means that they must have exchanged money. But if they've not exchanged money, then there are still 7 prospects. So let's see if we can tackle it from 2 ways. So first, if they are customers, they've bought from you, maybe they are on instrumental payment, and they decided not to purchase right now. What you need to do is simply show care to the customers. Show care to the customers. So if your customer is like maybe on a payment plan, it's simple. Speak to them. Oh, how are you doing? Like I still spoke to one customer yesterday for over about 10 minutes. We're on a call. She's paying for a Paja and our payment plan elapses in June. And we're on a call but do you know that that customer has a salesperson? That the salesperson earns from every transaction that the customer makes. But the salesperson just left the customer. So you show care to this customer. Check on them. How many of those customers did you call over the phone during this lockdown? Even though you don't have the opportunity to call them over the phone, some of us, what we did during this lockdown is that we send broadcast message to our customers. That is a wrong thing to do. Don't send your customer broadcast message. It's good to send broadcast message, but for your customer, you must customize the messages that you send to them. When I do my broadcast, there are some products, or there are some times that I do a general broadcast. But when I want to create a lasting experience, I take my time to customize the message to fit every single person. So the last broadcast that I did, it took me 4 hours to send a broadcast message. Why did it take me 4 hours to send a broadcast message? Because I needed to customize the messages to fit all the customers. So don't say, oh, I'm checking on you, the lockdown is Kinecon. No, don't send broadcast, because most of the time it will show forwarded. And some people, when they see forwarded messages, they don't check it. So you must reach out, show care to these customers. How do you do that? How many of them did you make a phone call to this city? Just check on them that, oh, how is business? You know their business. You know where they work. You even ask them that, how is work? Were you able to go to work during this season? For you to just be able to show them that you are interested in them. Not just WhatsApp broadcast. You do phone call, you show care. That's if they were already existing customers and they are maybe on a payment plan. However, if they are not on a payment plan, maybe they are prospect, there are specific product that they've shown themselves to be interested in. I'll take RealVerse for instance. So a customer is interested in RealVerse and it started maybe before lockdown. And lockdown came, people were afraid to save money. What you need to do at that moment is that you check on them, oh, how you doing, sir? Or how you doing, bros? Or how you doing, guy? Or how you doing, girl? Then begin to offer value. What were the new things that were important to people's livelihood during the lockdown? You begin to show them value. Not all those broadcast messages that some people that did not verify are sending, verified messages that are interesting. Now, there's a particular lady that I've been trying to get in touch with. Every time I've been chatting with her, she doesn't respond. But yesterday, I said I did something on my status, and she was even the one that reached out to me. What did I do? I talked about how in the NASDAQ stock exchange, how people invested in the wrong Zoom. Now, there's Zoom Tech is a Chinese company, and there's Zoom Communication, what we are using right now. So people, as it was even recorded, that the shares grew as high as 1,800%. Now, this person saw that value and engaged me. So even if they are prospect, they were interested in a product, show them value by sending them relevant content. So people are afraid about what will happen to their money this season. You can educate them. Show them what is going to happen there's a looming inflation coming up. One of the things that can help save your naira from inflation is for you to have it in a better exchange value, or for you to hedge against inflation through investment. So RealVerse was opened 1 month, it's an opportunity for you to reshare that value to them that, oh, the company has seen this is a loophole in the economy and the way to save your money. LegalVest have been opened for the second time. So for prospects, what you need to do is to offer value consistently. For already existing customers that are on payment plan or not on payment plan, what you need to show to them consistently is love and care because they've done business. So continuously show them love and care, but for prospects that are about to do business, continually show them value. So you can use WhatsApp or any platform to actually do that. So I'm not able to get the exact peculiarity of this situation. So that's why I had to just take it
This
from a
person is
general
actually
this thing.
saying that they've not bought from him.
Okay, so value. I have a lot of people that have not bought from me this season. It's value. And when I give value with pride. So I don't come to your DM begging you to come and invest. Even when I'm talking to you about investment, I'm talking about investment in a way that I want to help your life. Not for you, not you want to help me. So that's the approach I use. Because when you begin to do that, oh, help me because I want to receive commission, you begin to go into the position of desperation. And people want to see you as a prospect and not see you as a suspect. People don't invest in suspects. They invest in prospects. So you become a suspect when you begin to bug them, begin to disturb them. Hey, this investment, they'll come and do it because they know that you want to earn commission from it. So you are a suspect. They don't invest in you. But when you begin to offer them value with a certain level of relaxation and pride, you begin to become a prospect to them and they are confident in giving you money. So I don't know if I was able to attend to that.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much expository. Mr. Adjust show. He said, in which way? Would you please clarify? I think it would be better if you clarify straight up so that, Mr. Jeffrey is able to answer right in time. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Julian Anurika is saying, how do I get your book, Biology?
Okay, just visit biology.com.ng and all the processes are there.
biology.com.ng. Okay, do we have any other questions? Feedback for Mr. Jeffrey. Your selfless service was awesome, sir. The customer sees you as